Hello, Puff, and welcome to Connections for Life.
Hi.
What's up, Puffy? How are you?
Good. How you doing, Joe?
Not bad, buddy. Good to see you as always.
Been a while.
It feels like it, huh? Yeah.
It's been a while.
I know that we want to start off with job title. That's the first thing that we ask you. What do you do at UPSCO? But I also would like you to quickly, if you don't mind, also tell us the reason why we call you Puff. Because
maybe real name.
After 10 years, I don't know.
And I don't either.
And it's like Santa Claus.
Oh, really?
It's just once you unravel the mystery, it's
not as cool anymore.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate that response more. I like the mystery of it now. So let's just dive into it. I've known you for 10 years now, and I know what you do, but let's tell the world here what's your job title and how long you've been at UPSCO. What do you do? Those types of things.
All right. I'm the production manager. I've been here almost 20 years. 2 weeks from 20 years.
Wow.
So I kind of like it.
You getting your Rolex?
I don't like it.
20 years, he gets a Timex. Timex.
Cool. 20 years. Unbelievable. I feel like I've been here forever, and it's only been half of how long you've been here.
That was 20 years, not counting right out of high school. Right out of high school, I worked here. So.
Wow, I didn't know that. For how long?
I started out summers, and after I graduated, I won't give you the year because it'll date me more than the 20 years has.
Well, we know you started when you were 8, so.
Yeah, right out of high school, I worked the first 2 years I was going to school at a community college. I worked here for 2 years in the summers. Then I ended up staying for like 3 more years and left and came back.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that you left and came back. So your total cumulative time working at UPSCO is how many years?
I would like to guess about 22, 23.
Wow,
that's crazy. Cool.
That's awesome.
So,
that is awesome, Puff.
Got to work for both owners and see all the changes.
Oh, that's pretty neat because none of us have got to see that. That is pretty interesting.
No, I never even met the other owners. I've heard much about them, but I never even met them.
So you've been there since we were in the little buildings up near the Hyatt. I mean, the little, and all that. We hear about it all the time. I never saw it, but the fact that we had containers all over town in different places for storage and things like that. So we built a big building. It's really cool, actually.
We've grown a little bit.
I drove my family through it over the weekend, and it's cool. Like I was giving them like, oh, hey, the building used to be here, and this is where the Hyatt is now. But to have actually been here working through it, wow, that had to be something really cool.
Yeah, the growth that we've seen over the years is amazing.
That is awesome. So Puffy, what does your job entail as the production manager? I think I probably know about that much of what it actually entails. So why don't you let us know?
Well, the first thing would be schedule execution, making sure orders go out on time. The other thing is the quality, making sure things go out of here with the best quality we can have. Then you got I have 30 direct reports right now. So basically I have 30 guys that I have to train, answer questions, and make sure they know what they're doing. And
I have a tough time taking care of myself most of the time.
We know, Chad. We know.
Oh, I didn't know it was that apparent.
That's also why you don't have any direct reports. The things kind of line up, I mean, just saying.
I think his direct reports behind him dancing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And she doesn't even listen.
So back to him.
So, Puff, I know that you've had several different roles here at UPSCO. I know that you're currently production manager, and I know that there's probably over the 20-some-odd years that you've been here, millions of memories, fun times, ridiculous moments. I guess what would be your, number one memory? What's your favorite memory from being an employee here at UPSCO?
The things I can tell you.
Yes, the things that we can talk about on here.
That we can record, please.
I guess obviously I grew up in Moravia. I'm from Moravia, lived my whole life here. Worked here out of high school, but in the time I was working here in high school, I actually had a brother that worked day shift. I worked second, and I had a brother that worked third. So that was kind of cool. Out of my 5 brothers, 4 of them have worked at UPSCO at some point.
Wow.
That's
life.
sick.
That's pretty neat. That leads me into another question. Was it only boys, or did you have sisters too?
I got 3 sisters.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kids in one household.
Well, that's why I had to go out and get a job, and I didn't have a car, so I had to walk down, you know.
That's pretty wild. Now, I guess, you know, I hear a lot of people call you coach, which I have to assume that it's
I'm calling the plays.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. I'm calling the plays. That actually,
you do have like a NFL head coach.
Yeah, that does. You look like you're on the sideline.
yeah,
He actually wears that all the time, guys. You didn't know that?
I kind of look like Mike McCarthy. Over 20 years, I've gained a little weight. So,
Them Cowboys.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
So, Puffy, what are some of your hobbies that maybe we don't know, and some of our other viewers don't know about what you do outside of UPSCO? That, you know, so I'm sure some of the people you work with that you talk to every day know them, but we'd love to know.
yeah, I like to camp. We do a lot of camping.
Cool.
I don't like to fish, but I do a lot of fishing. The boys both like to fish, so.
That'll do it.
Well, when you say that, you have 2 sons?
2 sons, yep. 2 sons
right.
and a daughter.
Wow, good for you. It's
Yeah.
I love to fish, and I love to fish without my children because they're not at the age yet where I can't actually fish. I just go and watch. You know what I mean? I know you know those days.
Untangle hooks.
Untangle hooks, yeah. I have some interesting terminology for those that we can't talk about on here, but we'll discuss them offline. But
Well, I'm such a good fisherman that when I first started going out, and my 11-year-old takes my fish off the hook for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I need to convince my kids to work at that direction.
Yeah, I'm working my way to taking them off. I'm not there yet. It might be another 5-6 years.
Do you at least touch them?
I'll put the worm on.
There you go.
He does everything else. So
that's so funny.
That's awesome.
Go ahead. What's that, Pop?
I just said that's awesome.
Oh, okay. So the next one we always ask everybody, and you know, it's kind of just our series of questions that we keep format to. But for you and somebody that's been here for as long as you have, there must be a reason, right? You don't just work at a place for 20 some odd years that's just absolutely awful, and you don't want to go to work any day. So I have to ask you, what for you makes working at UPSCO great?
It's definitely the people. We have a lot of great
Popular
people.
answer.
Well, you look at behind me, I got the core values. I think we bring in the right people. We bring in people that fit, can work, can have fun. There's a lot of great people.
Yeah, I think it's important that you bring up the core values because you know, it's something that's relatively new for us. I mean, that we developed these and we started branding these in our building. And for those of you that don't know, Puff is actually in our upstairs conference room in one of our buildings, and these are plastered all over, the core values and the principles of the organization. So it's not something that we just talk about. It's something that we live and see and breathe every single day. So I just want to thank you, Puff, for bringing that up at that point, because it is something that has become a big part of our organization, and it hasn't been that long that it impacts us so greatly. And
they are on our website.
And they are on our website. And I'm sure they'll be on T-shirts or something soon. And we just haven't received them yet.
They have changed the culture here.
Cool. And that's interesting for us. Wait one Ted, real quick. That's interesting for us to hear because you have to understand we don't get into the building as much. So our interaction is always ancillary. So to hear you say that and to speak with other folks and that have the same answer, you know, we talked to Carrie and we've talked to others that the answer is the same. What makes working great is the people. And I think that that's awesome that everybody, that's not a rehearsed, coerced message. You know, we don't ask any of these questions to anybody prior. That's just a really genuine, unique answer to you that everybody seems to have, the same feeling. So that's cool.
Yeah, I know
you had something, Tony.
Yeah. Don't go for it, Puff. Please. I was just going to ask you to elaborate what you mean by that because it's great.
Well, yeah, I would say 19 years ago, 18 years ago, somewhere in that range, we were just changing owners, and we did have people here that weren't the right people. They weren't the right fit. Now, most people, I'm going to say everybody in the shop enjoys coming to work. They don't have to worry about attitudes and dealing with attitudes and people that can't be part of the team.
That's not normal for an organization to be completely in sync like that. And I think that that's really cool that you have a team that supports you and the things that UPSCO wants to promote. That's incredible. And you deserve a lot of credit for being the, one of the orchestrators behind that.
Being the coach, calling the plays and steering the ship. That's the way you have success is good leadership at all levels of management and throughout the organization.
And I think speaking on the behalf of all of us and probably everybody at the company, we thank you for that.
100%.
Without
100%.
you, there's a lot of things that happen, probably everything that happens, and without you, we wouldn't be able to get it done. So,
and we don't get a chance to really interact with everybody that much to actually say it. So we want to make sure that you hear it and that your people hear it from you. That all of us really do give a, about it all. Thank you.
Well,
I'd save myself. Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, good catch, Joe. So now we got to ask you our loaded question of the day that we've done with all the other fellow employees of UPSCO. Who is your favorite UPSCO sales guy?
Well, let me answer that because nobody likes to answer that. Let me answer that, and I can answer it this way.
Sure.
The three of you are in my top 10.
Oh, it's a good answer.
So
that might be the most creative one yet.
And it's honest. We only have 8 sales guys, but
you're in the top 10.
I'm sitting here doing the math, and I'm like, whoa.
I watched Chad's smoke coming out of Chad's ears trying to process that. That's a good answer.
We rank 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
You're all good people. We just don't see you enough or hear from you as much as we'd like.
You can hear from
us.
That's all.
Yeah, if you wouldn't like to hear from us that much. Well, if you would retract that statement if we were there all the time, I think.
Well, I've actually watched all your shows. I've learned a lot about all of you.
Okay. So, we know that. We know this. Cool. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. That means a lot to us because we always kind of wonder how it goes on the inside of the building for the show. I mean, we hear a little bit tidbits from people and things like that, but we always wonder if there is actually anybody watching in there. And it makes us feel good that you are. It really does. And
you get it out a little earlier. I hate waiting for it so long. That's my only complaint.
You know what? You know what? I've been saying that for months, but no one listens to me.
That's because you don't do anything except show up for the interview.
That's what I'm good at.
You
shouldn't be good at editing, and you wouldn't have to do it. It's not my
fault. Oh, that's great. Cool. Well, hey, Puff, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of Connections for Life, and thank you for everything you do at UPSCO. From the bottom.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Ted. Couldn't have said it better. Puffy, thanks, man.
Without further ado, Ted.
Thank you.
So without further ado, Connections for Life. Bye.